Good morning, children. This is Vishruti Goel. I am here with my subject Organization of Commerce and Management for Standard 11th. Today we are going to start chapter 1 of this subject. In our first lecture of Standard 11th, we told you all that about some little bit idea about commerce and subjects. So, in OC, total 11 subject and the first chapter is Nature, Purpose and Scope of Business. So, we start. Are you ready all? Okay, good. First paragraph for the introduction. From the whole paragraph, we learn just one line. I mean, that is important line. Which one is line number 8. Business is an economic activity conducted with the objective of the profit. That is important line. All introduction I explain, but this line is important. Economic activity keep trade and commerce alive all over the world. In your city or village, a potter, blacksmith, weaver, cobbler gets economic benefits or monetary returns through economic activity. Thousands of employees work in cities, in small or big factories to get employment. What is economic activities? Any activity doing and in returns of that activity he gain a monetary things. I can say ki money. That is economic activity. In common parlance, in which activity a activity in which a employee get money in return against the work doing, that is economic activity. All these activities are economic activities conducted with the objective to earn income. What is objective of economic activities? To earn income. Please underline. Business is an economic activity conducted with the objective of profit. Main objective of business activity is profit. Besides business, profession, employment are also the type of economic activity. Human needs are increasingly continuously. Man has to perform economic activity to satisfy his needs. For example, farmer produce a food grain, lawyer charge fees for representing a case in court on behalf of his client, and a worker get wages by working in the factory. So all these activities are called economic activities. Underline the examples. First one, farmer produce food grain, then lawyer, or then worker. So these all activities are called economic activity, as the objective of this activity is to get monetary returns. Main objective of economic activities. If asked in examination, then you should write the main objective of economic activities is profit or to get monetary returns. Some person in society perform an activity without aiming at economic benefits or monetary returns. For example, a social worker is working with the aim of social service. If doctor provide a free medical service with the motivation of social service, it is called non-economic activities. Means in activities in which is not to get objective of monetary returns, that is non-economic. There is no objective of economic benefits, monetary considerations or monetary return. Please underline this point. Then we start economic activities in detail. Explanation in detail about economic activity. So, you should write the definition or meaning in examination. Start the first line of this paragraph. Economic activity means an activity carried out with the objective of economic benefit or monetary consideration. This point you can write in examination as a definition or meaning. Man has to perform economic activity for his livelihood so that he can satisfy his needs by getting money. If this question asks in 2 marks, then you should write 2 to 3 points. Like first point is economic activity means an activity carried out with the objective of economic benefits or monetary consideration. Second point is a man has to perform economic activity for his livelihood. And the third is all economic activities are called productive activities. Please underline to this point. Then a person doing economic activity satisfies the need of other and gets economic activity for him. For example, farmer by producing food grain, and a weaver by manufacturing cloth, carpenter by manufacturing furniture satisfy the needs of different classes of society and by this way gets economic returns like monetary returns and satisfies their needs. Economic activity is at the center of the modern world. What economic activity is the center of the modern world. In today's world, in today's our life, economic activity is the most important for livelihood, because without economic activities we can't get a monetary returns, and if we don't have monetary returns we can't satisfy our basic needs also. So economic activity is the most important for the living life. Then non-economic activity. Main objective of non-economic activity is neither monetary returns nor economic gains. Some person in society perform activities without the objective of monetary consideration or economic gains. We can say that economics related to social welfare. That is not economic activity. That is called non-economic activity. For example, social service carried out by social worker, nursing activity by mother for her child. That all types of activities are non-economic. Then the motivating factors for these activities are service to country, service to society. Feeling to all these bring changes in the life of person. Here given the difference between economic and non-economic activity. Most important question for the examination I mark here. Important question. You can mark this point, that is question is the difference between economic activity and non-economic activity. Most important questions for the exam. Point of difference. Objective. What is the objective of economic activity? To get economic benefit. Or objective of non-economic activity, that is social service, human service, or service to country. Then expectation in economic activity, profit, salary, fees, and maximization of wealth. And in non-economic activity is a service to country and social service. Point of difference is must to write in paper. You have to write these points of difference in your paper. Types of economic. Mainly three types: business, profession, and employment. And no one type of non-economic activity. Risk and uncertainty. In economic activity, there remain risk and uncertainty, and in non-economic, no risk and no uncertainty. So 4 points of difference between economy and non-economy. So this question is for 2 marks or 3 marks. Types of economic activity. 3 types of economic activity. First, business. Second, profession. Third, employment. We will study in detail all 3 types of activity. Now we start first one, business. What is business? Business is a derived word from English word busy, which means to remain active or to be active continuously. That means a business means an activity which means to remain active or to be active continuously. This word derived from the English word busy. Business is carried out with motive of getting profit and wealth. What is motive of objective of business? Getting profit and wealth. Please underline this point. The concept of business is related with profit motive. Sometimes loss is incurred in business even though it is an economic activity. There is not sure about the profit in all times. In economic activities there have been doing profit, but sometimes loss is also incurred. Still, business, it is an economic activity. A brief and precise definition of business can be stated as follows. Business means any legal economic activity with the motive of profit. You can write this define or meaning in examination. Business means any legal economic activity with the motive of profit. Please underline important points in definition. In first line, a word busy. You should write this line. Then related with profit motive. Loss is incurred even though it is economic. Brief and precise definition of business can be stated as follow. That is not underlined, that is not mark. Definition, you have to write word to word in examination, but you can write meaning in your own words, but important word you should cover. Then characteristics of business. First one is objective of profit. First characteristics is the objective. So what is objective of business? So that is profit. Profit motive is of business. important or fundamental or main objective of business is to obtain profit through economic activity. If absence of profit, there is no possibility of business. But obvious, if there is no profit, how can we run our business? We can't. So profit is essential, important for continue to business. The goods are sold at higher price than cost. It is called profit. Means cost price of goods, that is 20, and more MRP is 25. Then difference between 20 and 25, that is 5 rupees, is our profit. Efficiency of business, even measure with the measurement of profit. Profit is a barometer of business. Please underline, that is most important point for the examination. In examination, question asked like explain this statement, profit is a barometer of a business. So you should write this paragraph in that answer. Second characteristics, exchange of goods and service. When exchange of goods and service taken place, then goods and service are sold either by manufacturing or by purchasing. Business involve exchange of goods and service. Goods in physical form and service in invisible. Like if any company manufacturing frames, wafers, and then sold, so that is in physically form, goods in physically form. But a chartered accountant, lawyer, doctor provide a service, share his knowledge or her knowledge, so that is a kind of service, but it is invisible or intangible. Form are exchange. Already example I have given, but textbook example is there. A company manufacturing electric equipments exchange physical goods, while company providing electric service exchange services. You can write your own example in exam. Okay. Third one, risk and uncertainty. It is remain in economic activity. Business involves risk. How? If there is a profit, then no risk. But in business activity, loss may be there. So, if loss is incurred, then it is called risk. And not only risk a kind of a loss, but many other types of risk is available in business, like man-made risks such as fire, accident, strike of employee, then robbery, theft, etc. And also natural risks are there, like tsunami, earthquake, storm are also involved. All these risks adversely affect the income of the business. Out of these all type of risk, if any activities, any man-made risk or natural calamities incurred, then totally totally adverse effect of profit of business. So the return from business become uncertain due to various type of risk. Sometimes there is loss in business due to risk. Even though the motive of business is profit, still we cannot say the business is non-economic due to loss. Even if there is loss, still business is called economic activity. Then creation of utility. Fourth characteristic. Point number 4. To provide a satisfaction to the consumer with the use of goods and service is called creation of utility. What is the meaning of creation of utility? In common parlance, provide satisfaction to the consumer with the use of goods and service. That means any consumer consume a particular product. That means used of goods or service, and they have satisfied from our service. So we can say we provide a satisfaction to the consumer. That is our creation of utility. When only dear students, I want to tell you one thing, that when you study in commerce and when you calculate your account sums, your statistics, or when you learn the topics of economic and OC subject, so you you think that you are a businessman, you are a business owner, you are a professional. So your thoughts will come will come like a businessman, professional, right? So when you learn this topic, the creation of utility, so you think you are a businessman, you are a provider, you are a owner of company, you can produce your particular product and you provide your goods and service to the consumer. So if you provide a satisfaction to the consumer, that is called creation of utility. If you provide a satisfaction, then creation of utility takes place in three ways: form, place and time. Please underline creation of utility in three ways: form, place and time. When raw material converted into consumable finished goods, then it is called creation of form, utility taken place, because in this form of product is converting from the raw material to the consumable finished goods. So form is changed, that's why it is called creation of form. Then when goods are carried out from the place of production to place of consumption, when place is changed, then it is called place utility. And if goods are stored and when the need not needed of that goods and supplied at that time when they are needed, then it is called creation of time. In short, if raw material is converted to the finished goods, then it is called creation of form, utility. Then goods carried out from one place to another place, then it is called creation of place. And when goods stop when they are not needed and when needed of goods arise and goods are supplied at that time, then that is called creation of time utility. Then fifth characteristics, continuance of activity. Exactly, we have already talked about these characteristics in meaning. Continuance of activity. Business come the meaning of business is like this: key means remain active or to be active continuously, right? We have studied in meaning, right? Continuity. Business is a continuance of activity. Transactions are carried out regularly and continuously in business. Business in ongoing monetary activities. A businessman does the activity of purchase and sell continuously with the objective of profit. There is no particular time for doing an activity. It is a continuous activities to the whole year. By 2 or 3 months, no, there is no activity because it is a vacation. No, there is no vacation in business activity, right? So, business activity is a continuous activity. If a trader or producer constructs a business for his resident and later on sell it and earn profit, so it is not business. Because activity of purchase and sale of business is not regular or continuous. If a builder or contractor build construct buildings, flats, tenements, and sell, then it is sale. So we can say it is business because it is a continuous activity for him or a regular. But a normal trader or producer constructs a building for his resident and then it is sell. So it is not called business because it is not a regular continuous activity. Please, we take a simple example. We have our own house, right? We all have. After 2 or 3 years, we will sell our house with a profit of 2 to 3 lakh. Then is it say business activity? No. Why? Because it is not our regular activity. Okay? Now, requirement of money. Characteristic 6. Money is required from the beginning to the end of business. If we start, we want to start a new business, we need a finance. For that, we need a money, and then we continuously running our business. So for that also we need a money. So money is a requirement for the business, for the beginning and for the continuing. So from the beginning to the end of business, money is required. Then economic activity. Business is a part of economic activity undertaken with the motive of making profit through earnings. Right? Business motive is profit making, and profit making is ultimately objective of economic activity. So business is called economic activity. Here we complete the characteristics of business. First one is objective of profit, second is exchange of goods and service, third is risk and uncertainty, fourth is creation of utility, fifth is continuance of activity, sixth is requirement of money, 7th point is economic activity. If now we are in class, then I can say that please students read this point and learn. But now we are not in class, so I don't ask from any one of you that please students, please anyone speak this point and all learn points, but be honest and be sincere. You have 2 minutes. Please learn this point at now, at present. Within the 2 minutes, only 7 points you have to learn. Easily you learn. And I hope you learn this point. Be honest. Please. Now I can't ask any one of you. Right? So, whenever you see this lecture, all the high points of chapter you learn at the time, because at last you can't learn all the points and all points will do a mess, and then you can't learn all point and you going in a confusion, create a confusion which point is including in this question, ma'am. All points are mixed, ma'am. because I know this type of questions are coming from the students, right? I know. That's why I'm telling you, please learn the point at the time when you see this lecture. Okay? Now we complete this lecture here. From the next lecture, we studied objectives of business. Two types of objective, economic and social. We will study it in detail from the next lecture. Till that, you learn these 7 points. You learn head points word to word in detail. You can write your own words, but not a normal in normal words. You use some words related to textbook. Other words you can use your own words. Okay? Goodbye everyone.